Hey, welcome everyone to Sim Aviator, guys. Today we are here for a Sunday afternoon stream, something that I haven't done a lot, but you know, I've been getting a lot of requests from our European friends and friends from other parts of the world to do some streams earlier. So here we are doing it, listening to you guys, and you know, I hope we have a great stream. We are inside the Zibo again. Our favorite plane, Zibo in Winnipeg. So welcome to Winnipeg, everyone. History and Aviation is in the house. History and Aviation, welcome aboard. Alexander is here. Alex, welcome to the stream, buddy. VATSIM 7700 is here as usual. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. Nice to see you all here, guys. I'm just gonna quickly check what I have on my weather. Just to make sure that real world conditions are there. Just refresh it. It's very windy up top, but actually at 10,000 feet it's really... Ooh. Alright, so we got that. We are on this plane, and let's jump inside the cockpit. Start the flat leg right here, and let's get rid of the music now. There we go. Not forgetting things these days, guys. The first time I forgot the flight plan, the second time I forgot the music, so I'm trying to remember everything and improve on the mistakes. Excuse me. Okay, what do we do? Let's bring up the flight plan. Flight plan, where are you? There we go. So obviously SimBrief says flight level 350, but we're gonna be doing 330 because I did realize that SimBrief is excuse me, SimBrief is actually like usually gives you a higher altitude, so I might just go a little bit lower. Alaska 559, welcome aboard. Hello, I hope you're having a good day, man. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Okay, so first things first, let's get started with the weight and balance. Our fuel for today is gonna be 6,845 kilograms, so we'll go ahead and whoops, I called the fuel truck for the at the wrong time, but the fuel will round it up to 6,900. And there we go. Let's check payload. Yep, headed NYC London in 40 minutes, so hopefully I'll get 500 subs on this long haul. Oh wow, yeah, that's a long stream, man. You should be able to get to your goal, man. Alaska 559. Good luck with that, buddy. Okay, payload real quick. You're gonna be at 15.6 tons of payload, so let's put that here. 15.6, and we are good to go with the payload, guys. What else do we have here? Okay, overhead fine. Let me check if I have filed my flight plan on what's it called? Xpilot on VATSIM. And I think CYWG Center is online, so let me quickly look if he's the one we're gonna be contacting for this one. I believe so, because that is what I've seen before. So let's give me just a second. Yeah, definitely, guys. We are undersea. Yeah, we're gonna be contacting him, so he's gonna be 124.00. 124.00. I hit my mic there. But we are on his frequency. Hopefully we'll hear from him. I think I forgot to do my push to talk to the correct button there. There we go, close. Alright, so we are all set. Let's call for a radio check. What is it in Winnipeg? Oh, there we go. At least we can hear them. But we just want to make sure if they can hear them.
304 Winnipeg Center, Good afternoon. Squawk my Charlie, please.
Good evening, Winnipeg Center, Delta 2840, radio check.
Delta 2840, Winnipeg Center, 8555.
Roger, thank you. Alright, so radio check is working. Let's go to the FMC and plan our... Little Wings is back on the stream. Welcome, Little Wings. Good afternoon. Make sure you say eh. What is eh? Do I say that? Do I say that? Man, if I did, I really don't know how I've been saying that. But let's go and put in our departure airport CYWG. That's Charlie Yankee Whiskey Golf. And we're flying to Minneapolis. And there's not like awesome weather there, but let's see what we get there. We're gonna be Delta 2840 for today. Runway, let's see what he gives us, but company route is gonna be hopefully CYWG KMSP. Where's P? Okay, there we go. 01. That should give us our route. There we go. Activate, execute. Aye. Okay, Little Wings. Let's go to performance initialization. Let's see if our fueling has completed. It is. Nothing's moving, so that's been done. So we can go ahead and do this. Planned fuel 6.9 tons. Reserves for today. Back to the flight plan is gonna be alternate plus final reserve. So that's gonna be 2148 plus 1044. So that's gonna be 2.3 tons. Just to add them both together. And cost index for today is 35. Cruise flight level is gonna be 330. Cruise winds. Average winds 270 at 27. Put that in real quick. At 27. Okay, I thought I read something wrong. But IS top of climb outside air temperature is gonna be -52. So let's put it -50 since we're not climbing that high. But that is done. N1 limits. We do derated takeoff. Climb is gonna be normal. Takeoff. Flaps 5. Center of gravity. Trim of 4.75. So do that here. Yeah, that looks about right. Next thing, departure. We are gonna be. I don't know. You know what? Let's ask for clearance first to see if we are getting any amendment, because SimBrief didn't give me a SID. As you guys can see, you know, we have a star. So let's go ahead and ask Winnipeg Center for clearance. Let's see if we have ATIS. Where is X-Pilot? Yeah, okay, there is ATIS, CYWG ATIS. We have information Alpha. 2968 is the altimeter, so let's put that first. I don't know what's up with that. Is the weather not working properly, or I'm not really sure. Yeah, it doesn't change on this one, so we'll keep it with what weather we have right now, so that way we don't have any trouble regarding that. 2992. Alright, let's ask for clearance real quick.
Canada 204, it's at your discretion when you want to climb, but if you can give me a call when you're leaving flight level 370, that'd be appreciated. Roger, we'll give you a call in Canada 304.
Winnipeg Center, Delta 2840 requesting IFR clearance to Minneapolis. We have information Alpha.
Delta 2840 Winnipeg, cleared to Minneapolis via the OGIG 2 departure, flight plan route, expect runway 18, squawk 0673.
Can you say again can you spell out the SID for us, please?
Delta 2840 affirm is going to be the OGIG 2 departure, that's going to be Victor, Oscar, Golf, India, Golf 2.
Roger, clear to Minneapolis via Volgig 2 departure, then as filed, squawk 0673 and runway 18 for Delta 2840.
Delta 2840 reback is correct. Push start at your own discretion. The Winnipeg altimeter 2968, call when you're ready for taxi.
Roger, we'll call when ready for taxi Delta 2840. Okay, so that's good. We did this. We're gonna be on the Volgig 2 departure. Interesting.
Correction, I can 758, Roger.
We're not getting runway 31, runway 18. Let's check our charts here. Avitab Airport, CYWG. Airport, 10-9. Yeah, this thing takes forever, guys. What's going on? History and aviation, sure thing, buddy. Alright, let's just go to runway 18. Let's not program it. There might be some problem with our LMAP working there, but that's what they have given. So we'll use that. Let's bring up the departure. It's gonna be Volgig 2. We have that here. We don't have any trouble with that.
Metar, Charlie, Fox, proceed direct Lumsden VOR. That's gonna be Victor, Lima, November.
Ebkel and Volgig. Let's check. Let's put it ourselves. EBKEL Ekbel. And then we're gonna put Volgig. VOGIG. There we go. That is done. We should be good with our departure from runway. Yeah, I wonder why he's giving us that way, because this is definitely not runway 18. It's actually runway 31, which which our FMC was suggesting. So let's just clarify that. And Winnipeg Center, Delta 2840, just clarifying that we do not have the Volgig 2 departure for runway 18 on our FMC.
And Delta 2040, confirm you don't have the Volgig 2 departure?
We have the Volgig 2 departure, but not for runway 18. It's only for runway 31.
Yes, sir. The runway you expected was... Did I say 31 in the clearance?
I heard 18. Was it 31?
Yes, sir.
Roger, we'll do 31 Delta 2840. Thank you. Alright, that's cool. So let's actually go back to departures and arrivals, and let's select runway 31. Check the legs page. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. Ebekel. Okay, that's much better. Arrivals. Quickly do this and then we'll get rid of the flight plan. Rainy 3 and go. Let's check for oh, Bainy 3. I read it as Rainy 3, but Bainy 3 and go. So that should be our flight plan. We are good to go, guys. Let's go ahead and turn on excuse me, I don't know what's up with my throat today, but APU. Yeah, the APU is coming on. Our beacon light is off, so let's turn it on. And let's see. Cool. APU is running. Let's call for pushback. Let's see where we have to push back though. We have to push back straight behind, and then we will probably get Victor, Hotel, and Charlie to runway 31.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight. As you're making your way to your seat,
okay, let's see. Our we speeds. And one limit, takeoff. We speeds 138, 139, and 147. The We2 is 147. Let's put that there. And our heading approximately gonna be 310. Let's confirm that. So for runway 31, the heading is 315. So that's gonna be our runway heading 315, and altitude, we haven't been given any initial altitude. So let's go ahead and select our cruise altitude. It's gonna be whoa. Okay, 3-1. Let's quickly get moving, guys. And before I do the overhead, let's call the pushback tug there. 7 ground services. Better pushback. Request pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
That right there should be good enough.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Tow is driving up. That's 330. We're gonna be actually at 330. And go to the overhead, set the pressurization to that, and we should be ready to roll, guys. 330. We are on APU power. And let's go back to our charts. There we go.
Welcome aboard, and thanks for flying with Delta. Our first priority on every flight.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
all
nice,
doors and hatches are closed.
nice
Ready to
morning tea or afternoon tea is gonna help me with the throat right now. Alright, is he connecting? Yep, he's getting it. I think I had a button for that view. Not sure if that works. I like the level of detail with which how they, like lift the plane up after connecting and everything. Look at that, the plane slightly coming up. This is a beautiful piece of software. Better pushback, and it's free, guys. It's just awesome.
And bypass and inserted. Release parking brakes.
Alright, release parking brakes. Let's go to the overhead.
Pushback. And you may start engines.
Turn off the packs. APU bleed can come on. Let's go right engine start. What's up, Little Wings and Sim Aviator, as what Cosmo Kid says. Man, we are live on a Sunday afternoon. That's what's up. Welcome to the stream, Cosmo Kid. We are back in your favorite Zibo 737. Oh my god, I'm so used to saying 3 now that I'm doing my ATC training. I haven't been saying 3. I'm just scared that that's how I'll say 3 in my normal life as well. That's gonna be bad. I don't want to be saying, hey, can you give me 3 bottles of water? You're still out at LAX? Oh, wow, dude. You're you're probably looking at the real 737s than this one on the sim, man. That's crazy. Ground on the other one. Let's monitor the N2 right here. Once that hits 20%. Is it time again? It is time again for another Sim Aviator stream. Just Will, and welcome, buddy. Nice to see you here. Well, as long as Nightbot is taking care of stuff, we are not gonna be needing a mod. At least for now, until the channel grows further. But yeah, man. Yep, and many 777s and cargo 747s. Man, I'm jealous, man. I should have gone to LAX too. It's not too far from my place.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
There we go. Parking brake is set.
Tow. Stand by.
Okay, engines are on, so we can move to engine power and go ahead and turn off the APU bleed. Packs to auto, and APU can go off. Alrighty guys, we are ready to taxi. We'll wait for him to clear our area and then we'll go from there. Get rid of the flight plan. We don't need it anymore.
Disconnected. Bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Alright, he's gone. Go ahead and turn on our taxi lights and runway turn off lights. Oh, I turned on our landing lights. Taxi lights need to come on, and the wing and wheel lights can come on as well. Good to go. Let's check our flight controls here real quick.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Yoke is doing its thing. And the rudder is also fine. So we are ready for taxi. Let's call center. Winnipeg Center, Delta 2840, ready for taxi, runway 31. KC Aviation is in the house. Welcome aboard, man. Welcome aboard.
Delta 2840, runway 31, taxi via apron, Victor, Hotel, Charlie, hold short runway 31.
Taxi via apron, Victor, Hotel, Charlie, hold short runway 31, Delta 2840. Alright guys, we have our taxi clearance. We are all set to taxi. Let's just make sure everything is not fine. So that's why you double check every time. Let's go ahead and get our flaps out at this point. Let's watch at the slats this time. You guys look at the flaps all the time. Let's look at the slats coming out there. There we go. It's in position. And before we forget, flight director is on. Their flaps 5. That's our takeoff flaps for today. LNAV is armed. WNAV is armed. Set auto brakes to RTO, and we are good to go with our taxi. Parking brakes off. And basically just follow this thing right here. How was your weekend, everyone? What have you been doing? Is it rest day today? Are you guys doing anything later today? What is going, guys? Let's keep this taxi going. There seems to be some sort of discrepancy with our taxi chart. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Delta 2840, verify squawk mode Charlie and squawk 067
0673. Sorry, we missed that. Delta 2840.
Bro.
06. Yeah, why? This is something I forget all the time. All the time, guys. Squawk more Charlie. More Charlie now. Delta 2840. Okay, guys. Let's do this. And then we're gonna turn right on Victor, so we'll wait for that wide turn. That's gonna be Victor for us. Slow down, we're doing 18 knots now. Load up for the turn. And then gonna do left on hotel. The moving maps help so much, guys. I have been missing out on it, like until I didn't have Navigraph. It was crazy. And I don't know if you guys can hear some sort of bell or something ringing, but that's my phone showing me the score for the soccer game between Barcelona and Villarreal in La Liga, and I follow Barcelona in soccer. So they just scored their 4th goal, guys. They just scored their 4th goal. That is, I wish I was able to watch it if I was not doing the stream. 4 goals in the first half. That's just awesome. With how their season was last season, they had a horrendous season, and this time, like, you know, this is the first game of the season and they're already 4 goals up, so it really makes me optimistic. D8 Simulations, welcome to the stream. You're all good. We're still taxiing to the runway, so you just missed the pre-flight as such. No worries, man. Welcome aboard D8 Simulations. Nice to see you here, buddy. And we're gonna be holding short Charlie. Happy to have you here, D8 Simulations. Alright, that's gonna be Charlie. I don't know where the airport signs went, but that for sure is Charlie. Yeah, it is Charlie. Alright, we are approaching the runway. Let's go. Landing lights on and strobes on. Engine start switches can go continuous. Clear for takeoff, runway 31 Delta 2840. Alrighty, guys. Winds are crazy. Hopefully they don't mess us up on our takeoff roll. But we are looking good so far. Just entering the runway and we'll do a rolling takeoff. Squawk mode is Charlie. We're not gonna be worrying about the clock for this one. Let's keep that turn going onto the runway. Arm the auto throttle here, and as we get the center line, we'll start advancing our throttles there. And Toga. Check. We want rotate. Gear up. $400 checked. We're still hand flying this. 1,000 check. And reaching the acceleration, put the nose down a little bit to go faster there.
Delta 2840, stay altitude passing.
Passing 2,500, Delta 2840.
Delta 2840, identified altitude check.
Roger. Alright, let's go flaps.
Delta
One.
2840, climb 11000.
Climb on 1000, Delta 2840. Alright, let's put this to autopilot. Now we're getting instructions. So, keep it to 1000. And we can clean up our flaps here.
Delta 2840, turn left, direct Royal, proceed on course.
Left direct grow, proceed on course, Delta 2840. Alright, direct grow. Okay, what's up there? Let's make sure this is at 11,000 for now. The gear lever can come back to off. Engine start switches. Woo, 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 woo. That's the auto. And we can turn off our taxi light and our runway turn off lights. And as we pass 10,000, we'll do the rest. Okay, there we go. There's scroll where we're supposed to go. Okay, Toga, what is the makers? Welcome to the stream. 8 knots. Okay. And welcome to the stream, the makers. Can't wait to do this soon. Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. But hey, man, you're getting one of the best Christmas presents you can ever get, D8 simulation. So, I mean, can't ask for anything better. That in itself, I mean, that you know, that is worth the wait, in my opinion. You know, I'm also patiently waiting to get my hands on the Honeycomb Bravo. I pre-ordered it on the first week, so that's I'm waiting for it, but it's gonna be really sweet once I get it. So you even have a better thing, the whole new computer, D8 simulations. There's our flight. Flyby. Passing, we're almost there at 11,000. I'm thinking why Nightbot hasn't come in yet. Nightbot, are you here on the stream? Out of Canada, guys, into the United States we go. I'm just gonna quickly look at the score that's going on. Who scored the goals for Barcelona? Do any of you guys follow soccer? Oh, the first one was an scored by Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati scored the second one. That's pretty good. He's a young kid. He's just 17 years old, and he just became the youngest goal scorer for Spain's national team. So he is amazing. We are 11,000. Let's call him and do Winnipeg Center leveled off 11,000 Delta 2840. Did we just...
And
okay.
Delta 2840, my apologies.
Climbing 210 Delta 2840, no worries. We have, let's go level change for now. And then go Reno. Now that we have passed 10,000 feet, landing lights can go off and strobe lights can go back to steady. We're good to go 18,000 feet. We will turn our altimeter to standard, which is essentially standard right now, but yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, he's the youngest goal scorer, and Messi scores a goal. My favorite player, guys, Lionel Messi. If any of you watch soccer, you know how good he is.
587 Alpha Alpha Winnipeg Center. Stay your position, sir.
And then the fourth one was own goal. That was funny. Isn't it beautiful? I wish I had the hard drive space to, you know, get orthos for these areas and stuff. But I like with MSFS installed, and with other games installed, I barely have any space for ortho. Like most of my space is taken up by True Earth. I have True Earth Florida and True Earth NorCal and True Earth SoCal. So most of the space, like those are huge files, and I'm running on a laptop, guys, so there's only so much you can do about it. But I really wish, like, and you know, I think X-Plane now has a, like, you know, the future of X-Plane is even better now that PMBG is not gonna come out with their planes until the next, like, Q3 of next year or even Q4, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't come out until 2022. That's gonna be crazy, and that's what keeps you know, X-Plane alive. You know, there are more and more planes coming in inside of X-Plane. There are more planes being developed, and the sim is still alive. And you know, man, Austin, the guy who created X-Plane, he's a crazy guy. I mean, with all due respect, he can do things that you might have not imagined. And I can't wait to see what he comes up next to compete with MSFS, because at this point flying on X-Plane is 1,000 times better and more realistic than MSFS, but the visuals is something that, you know, we need a lot of hard drive space for. So if there is a way he can come up with something that makes X-Plane look even, you know, even half as beautiful as MSFS, you know, it's gonna be a win for X-Plane, no questions about that. And he's working on a different, like, he's working on a new weather engine that's gonna be breaking the MSFS weather, and that's gonna be interesting. And from what I heard, guys, they are actually gonna have accurate representation of the real world weather. And by accurate, I mean if the cloud, if say a piece of cloud is above your house at X thousand feet, that cloud, that exact piece of cloud is gonna be there. You know, it's no longer gonna be approximations of the weather. Climbing flight level 330, Delta 2840. Alright, let's continue the climb to our cruise altitude, and let's see. Standard now. Perfect. Yeah, so yeah, basically it's gonna be that accurate, and I can't wait for that, guys. No one has ever done it, even MSFS. It's all approximations of weather, like, you know, where the winds are supposed to be, where the clouds are supposed to be. It's kind of like approximation, like randomly placed, depending on what information they get. But with what I have heard, X-Plane is gonna have exact same representation of the real world weather. And if that is true, guys, it's gonna be amazing, for at least for people who love flying. You know, for people that want eye candy, you know, MSFS is great, it looks amazing, but it does not fly well in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinion. Flight Simmer 7700 says, wait, you are on a laptop? Yeah, man, I am on a gaming laptop. It's about 2 years old. So I have a, like, I have a mobile chipset for the CPU and the GPU, and you know, I'm actually bound by those things. So even if I want to upgrade, I cannot upgrade, because that's like all on the motherboard. So I can't remove it unless, you know, I want to take that risk. So I'm just rocking whatever I can. And then again, cooling solutions will change if I get another chipset, and it's just a lot of things to do on laptops, so I can't upgrade. But the next time I buy a computer, it's probably gonna be it's gonna be a self-built PC. I'm gonna build a PC myself. Yeah, it's a laptop, buddy. It's a gaming laptop. The specs are, I have a i7 8750 hex core processor, and I have a 1060 GTX 1060 Max Q. That's not exactly as good as the 1060, but things are working fine. Thomas Smith is in the house. Welcome to the stream, Thomas. Happy to have you here. Suddenly minds are blown. Yeah, man. What happened to the stream? No way.
And Air Canada 45.
It's working. What happened to the stream? It might be some. It might be something with the internet or something. It might just get away with the stream. But I'm actually monitoring on another computer there, and it's looks like it's working good so far. Yeah, it is. Cheers, Thomas. Cheers. Yep, it's a laptop, man. You know, once I get my Honeycomb Bravo, I'll put it there and actually take a picture of my whole setup, and then I'll post it somewhere. Also, like, I also have my page on Instagram, so if you guys haven't been following my Instagram, the link is in the description below. Check that out. I post 2 pictures and a landing or takeoff video every 3 posts. So we have a good gallery that's building up. We have 18 posts right now, and it's still growing. The Instagram profile came exactly at the same time this channel was created, so it's not very old. It's a way to supplement this channel, so make sure to check that out. Leave a follow there. We are at about 115 followers there, and yeah, and if you haven't subscribed here already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. It's amazing to be flying with you guys. It's absolutely awesome. It's fun to chat with each one of you out there. Okay, it's back. Okay, great flight simmer. It's back. Wow. Phew. I need a lot of water when I'm streaming, guys. My mouth runs really dry when I'm constantly talking. Not that I'm not used to talking constantly. I'm one of those people who get comfortable with any new person in like 5 minutes, and I'll be talking to my heart's content. So I'm not used to not talking, but I don't know, just when I'm streaming, my mouth kind of runs dry. It's just, I don't know why that is. We're kind of cloud sailing, and I guess we are. Oh, we're still climbing. That's interesting. We're still climbing, but we are getting close. That's gonna be our top of climb, and then that's gonna be our top of descent.
Air Canada 304, okay, I'm just verifying because I asked earlier, yes, that's fine. So, alright, Air Canada 304, maintain level 3,
Do you guys want some music rolling while we cruise, or do you guys just want to keep it clean? Let me know what you guys want, and we can have the music rolling if you guys want it. I think that's the best view. I love this view. I absolutely love this view. It's amazing. I remember the last time when I sat in an Airbus A380. Now, how do you know that, you know, the first class and the business class is on the upper deck? I was on the forward side, like in front of the wings, and I had that exact view of not just one engine, but like 2 engines side by side, and I was like, dude, this thing is gorgeous, man. A380, it's just amazing. Join my, yeah, why am I even reading Nightbots and stuff? But yeah, guys, do join my Discord if you haven't already. You know, it's fun. Thomas Smith says, yeah, Winnipeg Center is online. Cool. Yeah, we have Winnipeg Center online, and when I actually started this flight, we had Minneapolis Center that was online, but I believe he's gone off right now. Let's see if he's back. Nah, he's not back. Minneapolis Center was online, so we're probably not gonna get ATC once we get into Minneapolis and get out of Canada. Okay, you're leaving my airspace to the south. Minneapolis Center is offline. Radar service terminated. Frequency change to advisory approved. Frequency change approved for Delta 2840. Good day. Alright, that's what I was talking about. We don't have ATC into Minneapolis. The whole reason why I chose Minneapolis was the center was online. so we could get ATC throughout. But here we are on Unicom, and we'll have to make some Unicom calls there. Flight Simmer says, I guess a little bit in the background would be nice. Let's get the music rolling. Let's see if I can reduce the volume there, and let me know if that volume is enough for you guys. Thomas Smith, I had YYC tower but flying to YEG without ATC. Yeah, man, I prefer to fly with ATC all the time. It just adds that different level of realism there. But if it's not, then you know, just practice your Unicom calls. That's also something that's very important, especially if you guys want to fly in real life, which I'm planning to do at some point. I'm trying to save money. Obviously, after my student loans are paid up for, I'm gonna save money for flight training and to get at least a private pilot's license, if not an instrument rating or anything. But I really do want to get in the air for real, and you know, hopefully that is soon. And then, you know, once I get into school, I'll have my training videos, if that's allowed. Again, I don't really know, but I'm gonna have my training videos set up and recorded, and then I can post it as videos on YouTube. Again, if that is permitted, you know. But yeah, man, that's gonna be a whole different phase for me and for the channel, for you guys to watch a real world training. That's gonna be awesome. So hopefully soon. It's not gonna be anytime soon, at least a year from now. If it is sooner, then well, that's good, but at least about a year from now, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I'm really excited, and I really can't wait to start the training, guys. So as you can see, we are about 100 miles from top of descent. Our progress page should give it to us. Top of descent is 136 miles. So we're still pretty far, and we can enjoy the outside views as we go, guys. There's a lot of bodies of water here. Yeah, man, you know, if X-Plane had the graphics of MSFS, I wouldn't have even bought that sim, man. It's just mind-blowing, the graphics on that. Like, you know, looking down, this looks so generic. Like, you know, if you don't have ortho or any sort of add-ons, this looks very generic. And MSFS is like satellite imagery, so that's kind of really cool. But yeah, man, this thing flies like a charm. Like, I used to fly P3D. And there was a big difference when I actually came from P3D to X-Plane. And the actual reason why I came to X-Plane and started flying X-Plane was I saw my friend flying in a Cessna on a Cessna 172 in X-Plane, and I was just amazed to see how he was being blown around, you know, and nothing to exaggerate. He's absolutely being blown around by the wind, the gusty winds. So he was having such a hard time land. And when I flew Cessna on my P3D, and you know, it was an A2A Cessna 172, so that's the best Cessna 172 on P3D there, and probably the best you guys have seen. And I never felt that. I never experienced that. You know, all I saw with heavy winds and stuff is that I would be in a crab, but that's it. Like, I didn't like suddenly get blown away and then back to it. No. So I was like, dude, that thing definitely looks real, and that's when I decided, you know, I'm gonna get to X-Plane. It's just crazy. Let's change the music there for some time. Let's see. Maybe not that one. No, not that one. Let's do this. Yeah, this is good. Also guys, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. It's gonna be really helpful for the channel to grow. That's all I ask for. Just like and subscribe. You know, let's grow together and let the Sim fam get bigger. Cloud sailing again. Yeah, I like that music. I like that music for cruising. Just pump us up for the landing. Let's say 100 to 90 miles out. From top of the sand, let's get rid of these charts. We don't need them anymore. And let's bring up our Minneapolis charts. So KMSP. That's gonna be it for the music since we are doing our procedures now and we're preparing for the descent. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are going to be descending in about 30 minutes or less. Request you to kindly be seated and have your seatbelts fastened. We'll be landing into Minneapolis pretty soon. I hope you are having a great flight and we'll get back to you with landing updates. Okay, that is the announcement out of there. KMSP, what we're gonna need first is not the approach, but the arrival. We're gonna be on the Bainey 3 arrival. And gold transition, so that's how we're gonna come in. Let's do we have Minneapolis, anyone at Minneapolis online? Not yet so far, so I'll have to take a look at the weather. Let's see this. Let's go to Discord. Give you some weather there. Server. Metar KMSP. Whoa! This is gonna be a crazy landing, guys. The winds are 290 at 1.5, gusting to 2.3. I'm gonna be tossed around, guys. I would be surprised if we do end up getting a greasy peasy on this one. That's absolutely crazy. The 290 is what our winds are gonna be at Minneapolis. We have that. Let's check the airport diagram real quick. Whoa, that's a lot of runways. So winds again were 290, I believe. Yeah, 290. So we can go for runway 30. Which one is the longer runway? 30 right is the longer runway, so we'll go for that. Go for 30 right. And unless obviously ATC comes on, we can't do much about it, but let's go. ILS 30 right. is gonna be an interesting landing. Thankfully, the wind is only 10 degrees off of our course, so that is actually pretty good. It's not gonna trouble us as much as it would if it were a crosswind, because trust me guys, you don't want to be flying in gusting conditions with a crosswind. It's just crazy. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to departures and arrivals. Bainey 3 go transition, and we're gonna go for 30 right. Oh, we're supposed to go 30 left. My bad. Supposed to go 30 left. Yeah, that's the bigger runway there. Let's just give ourselves a big runway. For transition, let's see. Let's read here. 30 left from Sauger. Where's Sauger? That's Sauger. Go to Gep VOR Purple, Mauer, and then Jenny, I believe. Okay, so that's gonna be Jenny Pop. Let's see what options do we have here. PQ, Hampton, Hasty. Oh, so that's gonna be on this one right here, I believe. Yeah, let's give ourselves. Oh no, that's way too high. EQ gap. We're gonna be coming in from. Go like that. I'm not really sure. We'll vector ourselves from there. Let's not select a transition there for the runway. Legs. We're good to go. How far are we from our top of descent? About 70 miles now. So we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. It's gonna be an interesting landing. Test of my skills on the 737. That is for sure. Alright guys, before we reach our top of descent, I need to fill up my bottle, so I'll be back in just a second. Give me a couple minutes. Alright guys, we are back. Getting to our top of descent now in about 40 miles. So let's reduce our zoom, or actually increase our zoom and reduce the range. 39 knot crosswind, ground speed of 461, doing 451 true airspeed. Not too bad. 33,000. We're approaching our top of descent, so what we'll do is set up the next altitude restriction. That's going to be 11,000 and above at Lucy. So let's go all the way down to 11,000. And also I'll show you on this one how we do the landing, the VREF calculation here. So if you want to do it like way too early, even before you are at your destination or close to your destination, is you go to the progress page. You see the current fuel we have is 4.8 tons, and at KMSP, that's our destination, we're going to be at 4.1 tons. So that's burning 0.7 tons of fuel there. So what we'll do is go to init ref, my bad. Go to init ref, and that's the VREF it's showing for this weight right now. That's the current gross weight for our plane right now. But when we reach Minneapolis, we're going to be burning 0.7 tons of fuel, and that should, so you need to subtract 0.7 from this, so that's going to be 62.8. When we reach Minneapolis, we're going to be at 62.8. Put it there. So if you notice that this one changed but these didn't change, we're gonna do a flaps 30 landing. It's gonna be windy, so obviously it doesn't call for flaps 40, but let's do a flaps 30 landing, and hopefully that's a good choice. And then just add 5 knots to this thing. So instead of 145, oh, actually we have gusts. So let's check the weather again real quick. Metar. I'm gonna try to incorporate the Metar facility inside the chat so we could do it and you guys can see it too. But winds are 290.15, gusting 23. So the steady winds are at 15 knots and gusting is 23. So what you do is you subtract 15 from 23, and that's gonna give you 8 knots. And your wind correction has to be half of your gust factor, and so that's gonna be 4 knots, and then we'll add a couple of knots for safety there. So that's not the perfect way to do it because there's gust factor even when it comes to steady wind. There's wind factor, wind correction when it comes to steady winds. So I'll get that right and we'll do it next time, but for now we'll just do, so that was 145 plus 4 is gonna be 149. That's our gust correction. So 149, and we'll do 150 151, and then plus 5, that's our normal wind correction. So 156. We're gonna come in fast, guys. Oh man, I messed it up. It's gonna be 156. We're coming in fast just to make sure that we don't get messed up by the gusts there. So I hope that helped you guys figure out how to do that. But we are now very close to our top of descent. About, oh, that's even smaller. We're about 15 miles from our top of descent. So let's make sure we have the relevant chart there. We're coming in already. We can see ourselves on the chart. Also guys, if you want to see how to check your restrictions on the chart, at go you're supposed to be flight level 240 and above. So you can be at 240 and above. So the line under it says your altitude has to be above. And if you see at Schultz it says you're supposed to be flight level 200 and above. But at Lucy, again, at Lucy you're gonna be 11,000 and above, and that would go. Now we're not gonna be going here. Actually, we're gonna go to Mauer, and this one right here, if you guys can see closely, it's there's a line below it and over it, so it's gonna be exactly at. So it's, this one says above, this one says below. You can't have both, so you're supposed to be at exactly 8,000 feet when you get to Mower. You can't be higher, you can't be lower. And if there is a speed restriction, it will show you on here or somewhere here. But that's how you read your restrictions. Obviously your FMC also gives you those restrictions on the Lex page, if you guys can see. 200 and above, 190 and below, 15,000 and above, and then, you know, Lucy 11,000. Bainey, let's check if we have that at Bainey. Where is Bainey? Oh, Bainey's right here, and as you guys can see, it says the exact same thing. Flight level below 190 and above 15,000. We are already started our descent, as we just passed our top of descent, so our descent is starting, and the V now will do its thing for us, and then we can take from there, guys. Slightly nose down attitude. That's normal at higher altitudes, nothing to worry about that. Except when you're landing, you don't want to be coming in with a nose down attitude. You need to be a couple of degrees at least nose up attitude, and you don't want to come in more than that, like, you know, higher than like a few degrees, because then when you are about to flare, you might have a tail strike. So you gotta have to get that perfect attitude coming in, so that you don't get a tail strike or any other problems, especially with the slightly longer plane. So if you know, if you're flying a 737-900 on it, or an Airbus A321, the chances of your tail strike happening just increases further. So you have to make sure you're coming in at right attitude. Right now, as you can see, we are exactly at the horizon. What's gonna be the altimeter at Minneapolis? It's gonna be 2970. Let's put that in our standby. And actually, we're gonna pass. There we go, 2970, and just go to there. So our descent is handled correctly there. Just a beautiful plane, guys. I love it. Go increase the range a little bit. Okay, so yeah, once we get there, we'll vector ourselves like that and then come in for the localizer. But thinking of localizer, we need to get our frequency spot on. So your localizer for the runway 30 left is gonna be 110.3, so let's put that in our radios there. And this one needs to go there as well. And of course, let's cross-reference with the FMC there. 301, that's perfect. Oh, it went past that. 301, that should be good. Let's cross-check our altitude restrictions there. So at Bainey, 15,000 or above, 190 or below. I hope we make it that way. The VNAV should take care of it, obviously. But we always want to monitor those things, guys. Like, or you know, we may end up finding out that we're too high for the approach, and then you know just get vectored a lot more, and that would be extra time for your flight. So just monitor it, make sure you're following all the restrictions, the plane is not doing something it's not supposed to do, and then go from there. Also, since we are in the gusty conditions, I'm gonna set auto brakes to 2, just in case if we, you know, end up floating a little bit, or you know, for any of those reasons. Just make sure that you know we come to a stop fairly soon, or we slow down quicker. Usually you don't use speed brakes 2, but you know, just for the sake of it, I'm gonna use it. Long runways, you know, auto brake 1 is more than enough. Gonna arm the speed brakes, as you can see with the speed brake armed light come on. Descending, descending, descending. This stream is quite quiet. It's like in the chat. Yeah, man, keep it going. Ask questions, ask anything you have. You know, if you want to know anything specific about the procedures or any of those things, I would be happy to answer. Just ask away, talk. You know, I'll be happy to chat with you guys here or on Discord, as you guys have already seen. So nothing to worry about. Just you know, keep the chat going, guys. Well, actually, you know, we don't have our regulars to keep the chat going today. I think History and Aviation is not here. Who else is not here? Little Wings is not here right now. We don't have, you know, Tim. We don't have TS Carras. Probably a Sunday morning stream is something that don't want to, you know, wake up for or something. But yeah, man, it's all okay. We're fine. You know, sometimes there are people, sometimes they're not, but you know, it's all fun. It's all fun. At the end of the day, you know, make the stream worthwhile for people who are watching. That's what I believe in. And really, you know, not worry about how many people are there. You know, even if it's just one person, you know, I'll make sure that, you know, that one person gets the attention, and you know, just keep it going, man. That's all it is. It's not about anything else, but it's about having fun together with all of you guys, meet new people, and it's just, you know, a great thing to do. So yeah, man, that is really cool. Right. Oh no, why are we not descending further? Let's go further down, because that Sauger, that's not good plane. That's why I got distracted into talking, but we needed to be going down. Let's keep that going. Let's give it some speed brakes here, so we descend faster. Sauger, at Sauger, there's no restriction there, but by the time we get to Mauer, we're supposed to be at 8,000. So we're gonna be 11,000 at Sauger, and then to Gopher, that's GEP VOR, Gopher VOR, not Grover, Gopher, and Purple is supposed to be 9,000 or above. So let's keep descending a little bit here, and then just get rid of the speed brakes and arm them again. Let's see where it takes us. So the 11,000 restriction is gone. The next one is 9,000 or above. So we'll go for 9,000 right now, and make sure we are crossing. Oh, actually, Gopher is 10,000 or above, so we're gonna keep that at 10,000. Yeah, we're doing just fine. Let's reduce the speed to 280. managing the speed. Ow. Alright, getting mentally ready for the landing, for the gusty landing that we're gonna see. Hopefully the real world weather on X-Plane gives us what we want to see and gives us that exact winds. That's gonna be fun. All you can see is clouds. We have no view of the ground below us. Sampa is on the stream. Sampa, hello, welcome to the stream, buddy. We are descending into Minneapolis. You are here at just the right time to catch the landing. It's gonna be an interesting landing, gusty landing. If you explain, does indeed give us that real world weather there. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Just in time, buddy. Just in time. You're actually, you're actually early. Just in time would be, exactly on the approach or something. But yeah, man. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day, Sampa. Sunday, last day of the weekend. Man, I feel sad. Weekend is over, guys. For some of you, the weekend is already over. Guys in Europe and stuff. VATSIM. Your Sunday is probably over by now, or almost about to get over. Passing 10,000 here. What is going on here? Why is our plane? Oh God.
1,000 to go.
Oh God. We need to go for GEP quickly. GEP. Where's GEP? And then the next one is gonna be purple PRRPL. So let's put that in. PRRPL. The next one is gonna be from purple. We're gonna be at Metar. So let's just make sure we're looking at the right one. 30 left, Metar. M-A-U-E-R. M-A-U, where's E-R. Metar. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, that's how we're supposed to go, Metar. And then from Metar we're gonna be at J Jenny. So J, where's J? Holy, J Jenny. There we have it, J Jenny. So there we go, and then we're gonna turn back into it. So how do I introduce a discontinuity there? But we'll do it. We'll vector ourselves. For now, purple is going to be our next waypoint. We are supposed to be above 9,000 at purple. So let's continue our descent into purple and actually reduce the speed. Cancel level change. 245. And let's reduce our speed, give it some speed brakes here. Should help us slow down fairly quicker. Yeah, we oversped the 10,000 mark. But we're passing 10,000 feet. Landing lights on, taxi lights on, runway turn-off lights can come on, and strobes can come on as well. Engine start switches can go back to continuous. Auto brake is set to 2. We have our speeds fine. We have our altimeter in. That shouldn't be a problem there. We're still slowing down nicely. Yeah, come on, slow down, buddy. Okay, there we go. You're now gone below 250. good. One could argue that you are always on approach after you reach top of climb. Oh no, man. I don't know what to say to that. Oh, and Mower is supposed to be at 8,000, so let's continue our descent into Mower and let's go level change and get rid of the speed brakes now. Arm the speed brakes back. Let's go to Discord and message everyone that we're on approach, just in case if anyone wants to catch us.
1,000 to go.
We're coming in nicely. 2 more, then Jenny. We'll go radar vectors from Jenny. Why does it say? Okay, yeah, perfect. So what it says here is from Jenny you're gonna get for 30 left you're gonna get track 121 and expect radar vector. So we obviously don't have ATC online. Let's just confirm that no one's online. That's the airport right there, guys. So we'll turn left and then come around and land on the 30 left. That's the runway we're gonna be landing on. So that is pretty neat. Let's see if the passengers can see the airport already. There we go. The airport is coming into sight right here. That's pretty cool, isn't it? We're at 8,000, passing Mower. Yeah, man, it is awesome, man. The number of runways, it's huge. MSP is huge. Minneapolis, just an amazing airport. So Jenny, we don't have an altitude for Jenny, so once we pass Mower, we'll descend and maintain. Let's see what we want to do here. We'll try to intercept at about 4,000 feet here, just before Abez. Let's check it on there. Yeah, you're supposed to be 4,000, so we'll descend and maintain 4,000 and get into Abez. Hopefully we have that. So turning Mower now, so our restriction is gone. Let's descend to 4,000. And Minneapolis. What happened there? Why am I hearing myself? And Minneapolis traffic, Delta. Forgot. Minneapolis traffic, Delta 2840, downwind runway 30 left. I can't wait till you crash this one. Yeah, man. Let's crash this thing, isn't it? I'm gonna go heading mode right now. And let's follow the heading straight to Jenny. I need to read what he said there. But heading select. What was his message there? Delta 250. Okay, he's at 250, so nothing to worry about. Weather like this is actually normal. Yeah, you know, traffic info isn't needed when to say your call sign. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, man. I mean, I know that, but you know, just easier for people to just relate to the plane. Flight Simmer is back. You're just in time, buddy. Oh, look at the weather there, guys. Oh no. At least we are under the clouds, still descending. Wow, that's crazy. Let's give it some speed brakes to keep it descending faster, and then get rid of the speed brakes once we get down there. You used to be a mentor, but I'm not anymore. You forget it. Oh no, man. I mean, I just like to give as much information as I can, you know, just to prevent any kind of surprises there. You know, that's just how I like it. There's no issue with doing that on Unicom. Passing 5,200 now. We still have the wrong localizer there, so once we get past, we should get the right one. Hopefully.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go. Go speed brakes back and arm it. And let's slow down to 180 knots here. We're almost there at 4,000. We're passing the flaps up speed, so let's go flaps 1. Just help us slow down further. Let's get that zoom in going. God, I have my Halo game on the background and the main battle music we all know started playing, and just you started your proper approach to the airport. That's cool, man. Let's turn base. Now please traffic Delta 2840 turning left base for runway 30 left. It's perfect timing, man. That's awesome, man. Let's continue our turn 2 final. Minneapolis traffic Delta 2840 turning final to intercept ILS 30 left Minneapolis. That should be good enough to get us on speed. We've passed the flaps 1 bug, so let's go flaps 5 and slow down further. 165. Alright, let's arm our approach mode. At least the visibility is not messed up. We have clouds above us, but below us is perfectly fine. 180 till the glide. 160 till for DME. Yeah, man, I just like to slow down earlier so we're more stable and everything, and you know, it's just how I like it doing it on this plane. But obviously I know the way it's done in real life. But I don't claim to be a real life pilot. I try to follow it as much as I can, but you know, just to make things and life easier for me, I just slow down a little bit earlier. Alright, the ILS is identified. We are 18.4 miles. Oh yeah, sure, man. Amsterdam, I've flown there like quite a few times, but I don't know if you were. You can get, you're still ground, aren't you? You're still not tower. You can't give me clear to land yet. Alright, we have the localizer. Minneapolis traffic, Delta 2840, 17 mile final for runway 30 left. Let's maintain the flaps 5 for now. And once we get closer, we'll start coming down. Hey, we can dream. Yep, you can, and at some point you will. And we'll wait for that, man. Definitely. Check if everything is fine. On the localizer, of course. Getting ready. I don't have the runway clearly in sight unless I zoom in. I'm just gonna keep it going. There's a little bit of fog there. So once we get the runway in sight, we'll take manual control there. .12 DME now. Getting close to capturing our glide slope. There's the diamond coming in. Alright guys, when I go gear down, get your landing rate predictions in. When I go gear down, that's when you get your landing rate predictions in, guys. Let's see. Let's see who gets the closest on this one. Because we do have 18 knot crosswind right now. It's gonna be a challenge. We're gonna be coming in with a crab on the left. And that's gonna be interesting. So my reference point is gonna be around here if the winds hold, like right on there. Usually it's around here, but it's gonna be here. We're gonna keep the runway at this point right here. Alright, how far are we? 10 DME. Let's go flaps 10 and gear down. Captured the glide slope there. We're slowly descending. Missed approach is gonna be 3,000 feet. Let's slow down to our final approach speed, 156. And flaps can go 15. Yeah, I can already see the gusts. I can see the gusty conditions there. It's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be interesting. The gear is down. Get your landing rate predictions in. Speed brake is armed. That is good. We still don't have the runway perfectly in sight, so we're just gonna wait. Let's go flaps 20. Minus 86 says flight simmer. Sandpot, come on! Dude, even if I do end up getting that landing rate, you don't have to do it. You don't have to put it there. Okay, we are flaps 25. Let's go flaps 30. Let's stabilize and then we can take manual control there. I don't know, I feel more nervous than usual today. Let's try to get this thing down the best I can. It's very windy. That probably explains why I'm nervous. Alrighty. Auto throttle off, autopilot off. My plane. We're coming in hot. I mean, not hot, but we're coming in faster than usual because of the winds there. It's messing with me right now. This is getting hard. We're slightly high.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Yeah, the gust is suddenly taking the lift away and suddenly bringing it. This is gonna be interesting. This is hard, guys. I can already feel a bad landing here.
500, 400, 300.
Oh no! We are low.
200, 100, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Greasy peasy! We did it, guys! Oh baby! It's a second greasy peasy in a row. Let's go manual braking here.
80 knots.
We're supposed to exit right. Reverser's normal. Let's exit on this one right here. We got it! That is good to know. That's really nice. Nice to do it in the gusty conditions there. But we're getting there, guys. Exiting here. And let's go straight and then take a ride onto the terminal. Let's get the ground here. We'll go Bravo to the gates. There we go. Start turning. Is FPS died there? No, it was fine on my end, I believe. I don't know if something went wrong with the stream. But we'll park right here. Let's go ahead and turn off our landing lights, our strobes, and get the APU going, guys. I can't believe how happy I am to have got that crazy peasy. The new technique has been working much better than I thought it would. But let's watch it. Let's get into the gate and straight into the replays, guys. That was a nice little stream there. Enjoyed it. So flight what was the landing rate again? What was it you guys saw? So let's see who got the closest. What was the landing rate, if you know it? And there we go. 119. Okay, so who was closer? It was 21 for Willem and 86, 96. Oh, Willem won that. He was the closest to the landing. It's closest to the landing. History and aviation, you are late. You are indeed late, man. But no worries, we're gonna watch the replays. Let's turn off the taxi lights and the runway turn off lights. Engine start switches can go back to auto. Let's clean up the flaps there. There we go. Let's check the flaps going up. That is happening. We've cleaned up our, we need to do this here. We can go back to off the auto brakes. Flaps are coming down to 0. Our APU has come on, so we can go ahead and remove the fuel supply and shut off the engines. And last thing, the beacon light will go off now. We are back, guys, running on the APU, and let's run the music and into the replay. Just it went by 3 feet per minute. Yeah, 86 is 9606. No, he did not win by 3 feet per minute. He was 21 feet per minute away from our actual from the stuff. Before I run the replay, let me quickly submit my PREP file PREP. That's it. That's a nice landing right into my Delta virtual record, and let's jump into landing. Oh, 31. Oh, my bad. Bad math there. Bad math there. Sorry. Yep, you're right. You are right. I was expecting a good landing, but that was like very stable. Yeah, yeah. It was hard. I was being challenged. Like the plane would go down, go back up. It was just. I mean, you'll be able to see it on the replay, like how I was trying to manage, because the gusty winds did not help. It was changing the lift all the time. So let's watch that from this thing. Maybe it could go a little bit further. Okay, now you guys need to see, like, you know how I was going nose down, now back to nose up. You know, the power, the speed was varying so much because of the gust. Like, you know, your airspeed was changing. So it was really challenging, but I'm glad we got it down nice. You know, we'll have to see if we bounced on that one or not, but overall it was challenging, but it was fun indeed, guys. Let's bring the music up. There we are. Like, I'm just doing this extended replay so you guys can see all the adjustments that I was making constantly. Look at that, nose down, nose back up, nose back down. It's crazy. Okay, we're getting there. Flaps 30 wasn't a bad idea after all. Yep, that was greasy peasy there, guys. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Let's go watch it from my favorite angle inside the cockpit. Oh, not that one. Yep, that was nice, guys. Awesome. I'm glad we got 2 greasy peasies in a row, man. Can't get better. Let's watch from the runway. Look at that crab. That was crazy, Vince. Obviously didn't correct for the crab. I'm too scared to do that. Here we go, going back to the center line. Oh, we're correct. Ah! We had some skidding going on there. Oh no, look at that, it's still happening. It's still happening. If you guys want to watch from the cockpit view just to see what the corrections I was making with the yoke, you'll see it. Anti-skid has left the chat. Anti-skid is for the brakes not locking out. The skid towards the side is something anti-skid cannot do.
10.
Look at that flare. There we go. That was really nice. That's really nice. Let's jump to the final replay of the stream, to the tower view.
20.
There we go. Coming down nicely. Yeah, it was definitely very challenging, but I'm glad, you know, we were able to pull this one off, and we can see more of these greasy peasies in the future. There you go. The flare comes in. The flare comes in there. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yep. Nice. And the best part is that we actually got our wheel on the side of the wind. Actually touched down first, which is what you really want to do. So that was absolutely fun, guys. That is gonna be it from today's stream, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by on the stream. A Sunday afternoon stream. Got a greasy peasy. That should be really, you know, awesome. 2 greasy pieces in a single weekend. Flight Simulator 7700. No, I don't use reshed. I don't want, you know, to mess up my frames again as I'm running on a computer. But that's gonna be it for today's stream, guys. We are gonna be live hopefully in the midweek. I actually wanted to do Microsoft Flight Simulator stream for you guys, but I still have to figure out the A320neo if it works fine and everything. I'm gonna do that, and then we'll come back with a Microsoft Flight Simulator stream maybe in the middle of the week. And Fridays will still be explained, so we'll see how to accommodate all that. But that is gonna be it. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed the content and that greasy peasy landing, make sure to hit that like button. Signing out, Sim Aviator, guys. I'm gonna see you next time.